So here we're back with Aryeh Kaplan again, reading the Rambam. The place that we're at right now is talking about the Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, our understanding of Messiah. So it's very important for us to be able to realize that we have a completely different conception of what this is about than our Christian neighbors do. If you look in history, you'll see that the Christianity actually took over the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire never really disappeared. It just morphed into Christianity. So Christianity now is the religion of the Messiah, of what they call the Messiah. But over here is coming Aryeh Kaplan and bringing the Rambam. And he's telling us what the Jewish concept is. So let's come over here and just read a little bit of what we say is the concept of the Messiah. Now the original part here, where it says, Ani Ma'amim, I believe, Amunah Shalema, B'bias Mashiach, and the coming of Mashiach. Ba'afal pi sheyes ma'ameya, and even though there may be a delay, Im kol zeh achakelo, but I still wait for him, b'kol yom sheyavo, every single day that he should come. So this is basically what we're talking about, and we have an understanding of the Messiah that is very, very different from those of the Christians, who through their Romans had a lot of contact with the Jews because of the wars that they fought with the Jews. It was amazing the sacrifice that the Jews went through in 2 different wars with the Romans and almost won both of them. But we ultimately went into the Roman exile, and we got mixed up into the Christian worlds, and the rest is history that we probably know. So here he comes over here and he says like this. Our sages provide us with an important rule when they said there is no difference between this world and the Messianic age, except with regard to our subjection to other governments. Now this is a big part of the Rambam's thesis. From the simple meaning of a number of prophecies, we see that the Messianic age will begin with the war, and it says over there, of Gog and Magog. Before this war of Gog and Magog, a prophet will arise to rectify the Jews and prepare their hearts. The prophet foresaw this when he said in God's name, this is in Malachi, Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the great and terrible day of God. The prophet will not come to make the clean unclean or the unclean clean. He will not declare that certain individuals are illegitimate when they have been assumed to be legitimate. Neither will he legitimize those who are assumed to be illegitimate. His only task will to bring peace to the world. The prophecy thus concludes, he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to their children. Others of our sages, however, say that Elijah will come immediately before the Messiah, after the war of Gog and Magog. In all cases such as these, let me get this down here. In all cases such as these, no man knows what will happen until the time comes. These things were purposely left ambiguous by the prophets. Our Talmudic sages likewise did not have any clear tradition in this area, and could therefore only come to some conclusion by interpreting various biblical passages. It's for this reason that we find so many opinions regarding these matters. The main thing to remember, however, is that neither the order in which these things will occur nor their details are fundamentals of our faith. A person should therefore not involve himself in analyzing these traditions. He should not spend time on the midrashim which were written about such topics, nor consider them overly important, for these things do not bring one to love or fear God. One should likewise not attempt to calculate when the Messiah will come. Our sages thus said, May the soul of those who calculate the end rot. One must hope and believe in general, as we have explained. Now coming down to the conclusion of this 12th principle about the Messiah, it says, Our sages and prophets did not long for the Messianic age in order that they might rule the world and dominate the Gentiles. They did not desire that the nation should honor them or that they should be able to eat, drink, and be merry. They only wanted one thing, and that was to be free to involve themselves in the Torah and its wisdom. They wanted nothing to disturb or distract them, in order that they should be able to strive to become worthy of life in the world to come, that is, the world beyond physicality. This has already been discussed in my code on repentance, he says. Number 12.5, he says, in the Messianic age, there will be neither war nor famine. Jealousy and competition will cease to exist, for all good things will be more plentiful, and all sorts of delicacies will be as common as dust. The main occupation of humanity will only be to know God, to devavek to God, like Rabbi Memram says. The Jews will therefore become great sages, know many hidden things, and achieve the greatest understanding of God possible for a mortal human being. The prophet thus predicted, the earth shall be full of the knowledge of God, as the waters cover the sea. This has been Aryeh Kaplan explaining the Jewish idea of the Messiah. This is Baruch Fleischman. That was the 12th principle of the 13 principles brought down by Maimonides of Jewish faith.